It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
The Avengers radio series, a cultural phenomenon in South Africa back in the 1970s. South Africa was a country with no national television service. It wasn't until 1976 that the country would get its first taste of television broadcasts. But before that, radio was the primary medium of entertainment and information for the masses. This was the context when The Avengers, a British spy FI series, made its debut on South African radio and became a cultural phenomenon. The Avengers was a British television series that originally aired from 1961 to 1969. The show revolved around the adventures of John Steed, a suave and sophisticated secret agent, and his various female associates. The series was a unique blend of traditional spy thriller elements with science fiction and fantasy, which set it apart from other shows of its time. While the series was hugely popular in the UK and had also made a significant impact in the American markets, being one of the rare British series given a network transmission slot, it was virtually unknown in South Africa. This was primarily due to the lack of a national television service in the country until 1976. However, as a film series, The Avengers was able to gain some exposure in South Africa through film rentals. But it was the launch of the radio series that truly brought The Avengers to the masses in South Africa. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.
Now, don't go away, because next on CBS Radio's Comedy Time are those two zany characters of many characters, Bob and Ray. Hi, everybody. This is the Bob and Ray Show. Before we have our regular theme, we want to try out a new quartet that we've been working with here. Mary Magoon, Webley Webster, Wally Ballou, and a good Tex Blaisdell. Tex, it's good to see you again.
Thank you very much, Ray, and it's a pleasure to be back here again.
Tex has been on the road with his Western show. You're with Bob and Ray tour number 11, I think. 23. How did I get that 11?
Well, we've heard good reports from you.
We'll talk with you a little later, Tex. Now, if you four would group yourself
right around this mic. Right around the mic there. Webley, will you come over here? And Wally? Right. Okay. Not much of a singer, anyway. All right, here we go. All right, one. Way down upon the Swanee River, far, far away. I think there's a little too much presence there. I think that on mic a little bit too much.
It was just a thought. Let's forget it for a while, huh?
Let's have the regular theme.
Yeah.
Better.
Yes, the Bob and Ray Show from coast to coast. Bob Elliott and Ray Goulding pleased again to present the CBS Radio Network.
This is going to be kind of a surprise show, except for one thing we know is going to happen, and that's... Way down the Swanee River.
I'm not going to sing with that group.
What's the matter? Are they trying to go out on their own or something?
Mary tries to drown out everybody.
Well, I don't think she did that, Webley.
Any more than anyone else.
She picked the best one of us.
No, she stands there and tries to bellow and do.
Well, we decided we wouldn't.
Big hand, Mary, that's all.
Well, I don't think you could call me a ham, really. I was just trying to do
Mary
the
has
best
a very sweet voice.
Oh, I could dry up.
Well, you're a newscaster. How would you know?
Well, I think that maybe Webley misinterprets what I'm trying to do. When I sing loud, not to dominate the song, but only to do a good job.
So your voice gets out there and big round tone.
Well, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me.
I think we better work on it a little bit more before we do it.
Well, I think maybe so, too, yes.
As I said...
Well, will you move up to the back of the studio in any event, please, because we have a program to do.
Great Bob and Ray popcorn back there. And as I said, the only thing we're sure is going to happen is we have a visit from Barry Campbell, who will be along in just a
listen to that. Hear the popcorn popping? Oh, that smells wonderful, doesn't it, huh?
It does. And it's been a very popular feature with the audience. I know you're going to enjoy it. And there's the great Bob and Ray Bird.
Yeah.
And they're really home.
He's developing quite a taste for popcorn, too, the great Bird.
Mm-hmm. You know, the Columbia phonograph dealer in your neighborhood has, you know that one?
No.
Well, he has Columbia first with the LP record, first with guaranteed stereo fidelity records, and now Columbia is first again with Stereo 1.
You know what? I'd call him number one in the wonderful world of sound.
Thank you very much, audience member. You're exactly right.
Can I have some popcorn?
Yes. It's a new listening experience in stereophonic high-fidelity sound that makes all your records, stereo or regular, sound better.
You know, I have in my home 4 Columbia record players, stereo and otherwise. They're the best.
4, lady?
4, yeah. Can I have 2 handfuls of popcorn?
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Well, there is a Columbia Stereo 1 phonograph for every room and for every budget, for every listening need. Ray, I think you have the prices there, don't you?
Well, the Columbia Portable, would you help me hold this up for the audience?
Yeah.
There, this one, Columbia Portable, is priced as low as $24.95. And consoles with many exclusive new Columbia features start at the amazing low price of $129.95.
Can I buy them on easy terms at my Columbia phonograph dealer?
Well, I suppose you could talk with them. I think so. But go see them anyway and hear them all real soon.
Now it's a real treat to welcome back from a long engagement from the West Coast with his orchestra, our old friend, and yours too, ladies and gentlemen, star of stage, screen, television, radio, and the dance band world, Barry Campbell.
Hi, Bob. And hi again, everybody. It's
a new nose you have, Ben?
Yeah, I have a little job. Do you mind if I smoke here in the studio?
No, go ahead.
Swell.
Barry, you've got a lot to fill us in on. I know you've been on the road.
What's that, popcorn?
Yeah.
Boy, smells great. But go ahead.
You've reactivated the old Barry Campbell musical aggregation?
That's right, Bob. I'm trying to bring back that wonderful, wonderful era of a big-name band.
Back in the 40s, huh?
Right. And I've noticed, of course, lately that there has been a plethora of recordings made.
That's plethora, you big idiot.
Wait, please. No, Barry is our guest. Let's not have any reaction.
Well, whether it's plethora or plethora, I don't know. There have been a great many records made.
I think she was right.
On the
I think you were wrong.
It's not important anyway.
What do you mean I got baggy trousers?
Go on, don't be fighting.
Excuse me, Barry.
They look baggy.
Look, Mary, we have a guest.
Bob, it's okay. It doesn't bother me at all. We noticed that there have been a great many records made.
Wait a minute, just a minute, Barry. You're very interesting. I got to clear this up.
Okay.
Midget, Bob and Ray Midget.
What?
We go over and escort them out of the studio because we can't keep our mind on what we're doing.
Okay. I'll get right out.
Come on, Thanks a lot.
Do it pretty. Let her broadcast.
All right. Now, Barry, you were saying?
We've been noticing lately a great many records are made on the scene in restaurants and ballrooms, and they have a nice roomy sound, and they're very popular with people.
Mm-hmm.
I'll mention Lester Lennon. I'll just say it. They're very popular.
Sure.
And the Tiffany Ball, things like that. So now what I want to do is to promote my record, if I may. I made it down here in...
you made an on-the-spot record, actually, at one of your engagements.
Right, at Joe's Barn Grill, and Food to Go Out.
Well, it doesn't sound like a very Or a ballroomy type place?
Well, it's on Route 15, right outside of Bergen, New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Not too far from the Garden State.
Well, how did it come out? Did the folks go for the brand of
music? I think it went very well. Fortunately, there's a little thing in the background that the editor couldn't get out of it. It was on the master, and we couldn't get it out. But I do wish you'd give it a spin, Bob. Invite your wonderful audience to judge it on their own and see if they'd like it.
Well, then this is going to be somewhat of a first for the Bob and Ray Show, kind of a preview airing of the new Society Sound of Barry Campbell.
That's what it's called, Barry Campbell at the Debutante Cotillion.
At Joe's Bar and Grill?
Right. On Route 15, just outside of Bergen near the Garden State Parkway.
Okay. I think we have it set up over there, Joe Alonzo. If we could just hear a little bit of it, please. And welcome to the music of Barry Campbell, his orchestra and music in the Campbell manner. And here now is the maestro.
Hi, everybody. I might point out to you that this is a recording being made now that will be available at your record stores shortly. So we hope you'll sit back and enjoy the Barry Campbell Orchestra at the Cotillion.
Hey, I ordered a rare steak.
It's as rare as you're going to get it. Think I'm going to stay out in the kitchen watching a steak for you all night? You're crazy. I got 12 tables to take care of.
This is as tough as shoe leather.
Well, you're all right.
I can't eat this.
Well, don't pay for it. I wouldn't pay for it.
I'm not going to pay for it. Here, take it back.
Don't push that plate at me, mister.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, shit.
A red steak? I want a red steak.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's goodbye from Joe's and goodbye to the music of Barry Campbell and his orchestra. And here's the maestro with a final good night.
Well, let's see. Did you have a first aid kit?
Oh, yes.
Oh, and I hope you all enjoyed our music, and I hope you'll buy the record. Thank you. You've been wonderful.
All right, cut it off, Joe. Is that the whole record, Barry?
Well, it's the only...
Seemed to be an awful lot of confusion there. You could hardly hear the music.
Well, I've had that complaint from everybody who's heard it, so you're not alone in that. Everyone's noticed it.
Very bad editing job there.
Well, he tried to get it out.
And the clarinet player, was something wrong with him?
Well, he thought it wasn't a real take. He thought it was more or less practice. He was trying what they call lip practice on the clarinet.
Like he was trying to get real fancy there.
What do you think? It's a beautiful sound I've got there, Bob.
It's a sound. It's a sound. How about your movie work? Have you...
Well, I tried out for the Martin Van Buren role, and they thought I was a little too young-looking to play him.
Well, you could play Martin in his younger days.
Well, they're not going to cover that part of his life. But more or less from the time he was elected president right up until he left office.
That's the one they're shooting up in Woodbridge, New Hampshire, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's right, Bob. And they've brought over, I don't know how many... actors from France to portray his cabinet.
Well, I'm sorry that you missed out on the part, but I know you and your band and, of course, the famous trademark, the Barry Campbell Flamingo, will be look for as you travel around various parts of the country. Be sure and drop in and see us next time you're in town, Barry
Bob, and thank you, partner, when he gets back. It's always a pleasure to drop in and talk with you boys. I always consider this my second home.
Well, you can do that anytime you want, Barry. We'll be glad to see you. Now, a time signal.
Well, we don't have too much time for a time signal. We have some things here that we wanted to remind you. Who's this gentleman standing over there by that microphone? You there?
I don't know.
What?
Well, you're talking into a microphone over there, sir?
No, I'm not. Well, sotto voce I am, yes.
Sort of what?
Sotto voce. Kind of quiet. Like.
Oh, I see. Well, what are you saying? I mean...
Well, I'm just more or less thinking it's subliminal advertising.
You're an advertising man.
That's right, I am, yes. I have my own agency.
Well, then we're happy to welcome Madison Avenue to our show this evening.
No, actually, our office is not on Madison Avenue. We're over in Brooklyn, but we're shooting for Madison Avenue.
Oh, it's kind of an off-Madison Avenue agency?
Yeah, more or less like that. But we think that there's probably a pretty good chance for this.
The subliminal stuff where they kind of sneak in something. It's only been tried out on TV, I think. I don't think radio's ever had it.
Well, there's a first for everything. I'd be quite curious. See, I've been thinking into that microphone since you've been on the air, and I'll be curious to see if you get any mail.
If anybody knows
the message.
What you're trying to get across there.
I'll leave my card and my phone number here with you, Bob. In case anyone calls up with a message or writes a card, you'll let me know.
All right, we'll get right in touch with you, sure.
Wonderful.
Hello, Bob and Ray Show.
I don't know.
We haven't had any... What?
I don't know whether this is the message, but I thought I was getting a message.
You did. As quick reaction, what did you think he was thinking into the microphone there?
Well, I had a feeling that somebody was yelling, "Come out, dinner is ready. Come out, dinner is ready."
Well, that may be it. We'll check. He's left now, but we'll check.
Hang up the phone. Come out and dinner's ready.
Somebody is calling you for dinner, I think. So
oh, well, then
better hang up.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
And we better hang up, too, until tomorrow.
Until then, this is Ray Goulding reminding you all to write if you get work.
Bob Elliott reminding you to hang by your thumbs. Thank you.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
21st Precinct, aka 21st Precinct and 21st Precinct, was a police drama broadcast on CBS Radio from July 7, 1953 to July 26, 1956. It was initially a summer replacement for My Friend Irma. The program was produced in cooperation with the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York and presented adaptations from true criminal records in New York. From the policeman's point of view. Historically, the 21st Precinct had been located near Gramercy Park in Manhattan, but in 1929 the department reorganized the precinct numbering, and the 21st designation was dropped from use. No such precinct existed during the show's run, nor does a 21st exist today. However, the fictional precinct's territory corresponds closely to that of the Upper East Side's 23rd Precinct as it has existed since 1929. Stanley Niss was the producer, writer, director. The role of Precinct Captain Frank Kennelly was played by Everett Sloane for the first 109 episodes and briefly in episode 135. During episode 109, Captain Frank Kennelly was promoted to Deputy Inspector and reassigned out of the 21st Precinct. He was replaced by Captain Cronin James Gregory, 1955-56, and Les Damon, 1956. Other cast regulars were Ken Lynch as Lieutenant Matt King, Harold Stone as Sergeant Waters, Jack Arissa as Sergeant Collins, and Santos Ortega as Lieutenant Gorman. The program's announcer began the program's opening each week. 21st Precinct. It's just lines on a map of the city of New York. Most of the 173,000 people wedged into the 9/10 of a square mile between 5th Avenue and the East River wouldn't know, if you asked them, that they lived or worked in the 21st. Whether they know it or not, the security of their persons, their homes, and their property is the job of the men of the 21st. At that point the lead actor would complete the introduction. The 21st Precinct. 160 patrolmen, 11 sergeants and 4 lieutenants of whom I'm the boss. My name is Kennelly. Frank Kennelly. I'm captain in command of the 21st. Art Hanna, Bob Hill, and Hugh Holder were the program's announcers. The series was produced by John Ives. It was usually directed and written by Stanley Niss. Another source lists Niss as producer. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.